All right, here we are. Let's see. Ginger, I got you live. You're good. Um, can assume you can hear me. Might be wrong. Let me see here. Yeah, looking like everything is green here.
Good morning, everyone.
What was that now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
You
All
actually sound
right.
good.
What's that? Is there a
I
problem?
hope you fixed it. We'll see.
I have a feeling I know exactly what the new issue is in terms of the audio clipping, and I am going to fix that. My because OBS takes the Bluetooth device and pulls a track from it, and then Discord is pulling a track from it, and I did some research, and it says that split right there can cause it to sound like it's clipping, and so I need to just get a wired headset there. I looked everywhere in my house and here in my office, and I don't find a wired set. So I just need to run to the store and grab one. I think that's going to be my issue, and hopefully that solves it.
Okay.
How
Yeah, it's
horrible
been
was it
good
to
right
listen to
now.
what I just said? It's been good
It
right
was
now.
ver- it was very good. In the beginning, there was a little cut before you start talking about the headset, but everything
Right.
else was pretty
Okay.
good. Very crisp as well and clear.
All right. All right. Cool.
Mm. All
Thank you.
right, let's
Uh,
get to the charts. What are we cooking here today? Let me know when you're ready and we can go.
hold on. Let me get you on here. Get you onto
I want
Discord.
to
All right.
pull
We
this right
are
now.
we are in we are in Jinja mode, and you are on.
Okay, everyone, good morning. The day after the Federal Open Market Committee, the FOMC, and here's where we're standing in the charts right now. Okay, I'm looking at SPY. We got to that 732 level, which was the third layer for me of downside. And this is where it can get very tricky right now. And I think Apple is going to have a big part on this today. Okay, Apple is the one that is kind of distanced themselves to how they're structuring the company in terms of AI and AI development, and how they're integrating it with all their devices. And we have seen the strength of Apple in the past week completely against the trend of the rest of the Mac 7, especially the chips, right? Everything has been tanking almost 30% in the past 2 weeks, and Apple's just literally made all time highs here, right? And we are pretty much, there's a pivot level there. We were not able to hold it on the 4 hour. We're coming here to this 90 MA. This is the previous all-time high. On the daily, this one's going to really tell us the story on the daily right here. So we are right there, and earnings are going to really dictate what is the next move here. Okay, there are the gaps on the MAs to the downside. There's all this here. Are they spending too much money on AI, and everyone is going to look at capex, and we come down here, retest this, and then see if we hold. So let's keep an eye on that. If I go to SPY, this is where we can bounce, right? That we did. Look, this is where we closed yesterday, right? This is what I want to show you guys. We came and swept this level. Okay, very important here. To even if we go here, okay, even if we go here, 728, 27-ish, we can bounce. So we bounced, we're right here now. So we did get a bounce, and this is where the resistance is going to start lying, right? The 736 level that we talked about, or right there, clear as water, right? It's 736. If we break 736, then 740, 742 right there to the tops, okay? Between 740 to 742, that we have all the layers here on the indicator, which is pretty awesome. So we know if we conquer one right there, what is the next one? And that one needs to serve as support, right? Now, the first one we need to conquer today, right here, it couldn't be more clear. Double bottom, another wick. There is your structural pivot level that we broke, means we continue down. Now we need to reclaim that. There's the so we have two indicators there and the candles that makes three things. So we have price action there, pivoting. We have structural pivot level, and we have the 90 MA. Okay, what is that? 736, probably. Yeah, 735.87. I will say 736 right there. Okay, if we can conquer there and have a candle at least 1 hour above, I would love to see a 4-hour candle closing above that with certainty. Then we can go to the next level. There's your next pivot level, 741, 740.96. Okay. So I think with all the data out, with everything, all of them already reported. Okay, we'll have Navi, I think, later on. There's Navi reporting. Yeah, on August 26th. Navi always is lower. All of them are reporting today. I think it's Amazon as well. Yeah, there you go. Amazon and Apple today. Okay, so this is going to be, Amazon is trying to make a double bottom here, so a gap above. So very, very important today. I want to show you something on Qs on the, I left this on purpose, the Fibonacci level. Okay, so we are currently almost at 50% retracement from all-time highs. Okay, which is a very appealing number for people to start pouring money again into this. Okay, we're not there yet, so that's why we might have a little bit more of a drop. And listen, guys, once we are so close to the 200 EMA on the daily, 90% of the times we go and get it. Okay, so that is why I'm going to be very cautious today and see what happens. We might just have the final drop today after Apple earnings and all that hit here. And if things are with Iran and everything, if they continue, yesterday was all just negative news from there. We can come here almost to the golden zone and this big pivot level and retest this 637 area. Actually, it's 636 area around here, between 636 and 630. Okay, that's what I'm gonna look at on the market, and then I can make a better decision to go in something long term. And I'm talking about calls like 6 months and stuff like that. Until then, we don't get here. I'm gonna hold on those trades, but there's other stuff that you can go do on the weeklies and everything. Another fact that I want to show, he's falling asleep, is where's Google?
I didn't do that. Somebody else is doing that.
I love that. Someone is on
Who did that?
on long. I love that though. Okay,
Somebody's
Google
messing with you.
here. Google
Oh,
hit the
they can't hear
200.
you. They're saying they can't hear you. They can't hear you. They're saying
What?
they can't hear you. Sorry, that's. Oh, okay. It was just insulated. I can't hear. All
No,
right.
I didn't see
No
that.
worries.
Okay,
Thought we were
I want
having
to show
problems.
Google here. Okay, Google hit the 200 and bounce. Okay, and now is getting right there to the resistance. Okay, so is Google ahead of everything and is already showing what the market is going to do? Look, if you look at the chart, if you missed yesterday's call on how to use the indicators, okay, we always fill the gaps. Look at this. Here it is. Boom. Beautiful bounce right there. Our indicator, our 200 EMA bounces. Now, do we bounce here again? Here they go. 200, we bounce. You form the gaps, okay? 200, bounce. Lose it a little bit. Lose it more. Okay, go look. Go to the left. 200, bounce, okay? 200, wipes a little bit but bounces. Okay, every single time the market gets to the 200th, it can lose it a bit, but it bounces. Okay, now I'm not going to say we're going to make all-time highs there. What I'm saying is we're going to bounce. Here is when I'm going to see what is going to happen in the market. Are we going to able to make a higher low? Or look, Google clear as water, high, lower high, double top, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Okay, so bullish trend, bearish trend. Okay, so we got to identify where we are in. Okay, Google is a great stock to show you what's happening here. Okay, I just want to go over another few things. There's not much to add today to the market. Okay, we just got to see how the reaction is to this, to the meltdown yesterday. What I want to say is Kevin Roche's words were not very good. Okay, he showed concerns, and that's why we melted during the questions. Okay, if you trade FOMC, that is a great tip. Every time they get into the questions, the market is going to move aggressively because of what they're going to say. He said economic shock. Okay, and he referred economic shock to COVID, economic shock to Iran war, economic shock to tariffs, economic shock, all that leading to interest rates and the rise of the interest rates. And then the Fed needs probably to take action. Okay, by saying that, it means this guy is worried about inflation and he's worried about the market. Okay, he thinks inflation is a serious thing that they have to control in the future. Okay, that's why I believe we tanked yesterday, because that it kind of do your research. That economic shock sentence that he portrayed yesterday during the questions from the journalists was absolutely negative. As soon as he said that, we just died. Okay, and related a lot of concerns in the market. And tech is the one that gets hit the most, because all the tech companies, they do their business through loans. Okay, they use lending money. Okay, and if interest rates are higher, it's going to cost more for them to do business. The investors are not happy, but the boards are happy, less profits, you tank. Okay, so let's pay very attention to that. I think Apple today is going to be really crucial for the next move in the market. Okay, what they're going to reduce. Just a few words here on Roblox. Okay, this on the daily. Whoever is on Roblox right now, pay attention. This is our resistance area right now around here. We can go up there, okay, to 52.70, but keep an eye on this. Okay, I really like how it's looking on the daily. Okay, not too much volume, but it's been a steady volume to the upside. Okay, now it comes the real deal. Can we break above? Okay, if you look at the weekly, same thing here. We're trying to hold this level here right now is key, especially that one. Okay, but this is looking good. If you earn it, don't sell everything. Keep some runners there. Netflix, we played the bounce. Okay, is it going to be a dead cat bounce? Who knows? Do you see the 200 again playing here, guys? Okay, the market repeat. We talked about this yesterday. The market repeats itself. There's a 200. There's the bounce, and then there's the rejection. Okay, of the 50. Now here's where we're going to go. Here's our pivot level. Okay, right there. Can we climb above that? But that's the trade that you take. Okay, you take this bounce to this level, and here, or you take full profit, or you leave some runners, or you exit completely and wait for it to come down again and bounce. On the 4-hour here, look, we have the EMAs below us now. If we lose this 21, here we're going to come and retest this area here and might give you another chance to get in. Okay, but yeah, if you were Netflix, we made money, and now it's time to start profiting. One more that I want to go before I pass it to Banana. Where is Rivian? Okay, The reason I want to talk about Rivian is, look, it's in massive channel, guys. This is right here. So this is the bigger one, but this is the one that we've been going since April, if I'm not wrong here. Yeah, there you go, April. Okay. Now, if this is the key level right here. If we can cross above 17 in all the daily candle and we see some volume, I would like to go get those wicks. Okay, rejecting this, we're probably gonna come in and retest again the 200. You see how the 200 plays a part, and there's always the fakes, and that's why you have other stuff. Okay, we have this here, and we have the trend line. So look what we did. This was already here, guys. Okay, this level was already here. The trend line, I didn't. I built the trend line after this level. Okay, that's why it's so perfect. But look at the third level to perfection right there. Okay, so once you get two dots on a daily, that is a very nice time frame. It's not the 3 minute or the 5 minute. It gives you a great reference of what can happen next. Okay, look at this one too. This is what it gave it to be. Look right there, the third level. This one faked it, though. But why? Because we have this. Okay, you needed to climb above that. Okay, Rivian, keep an eye on this. We had really good volume here. That's when we exploded. Volume is decreasing a little bit, but then this is the monthly. That's why I'm showing you the monthly, because I don't like how the monthly candle looks right now. We still have one more day to close this. Let's see how it closes. If it closes like this, it's not pretty. And oh, the dollar before I leave. Okay, the dollar. Excuse me. The dollar plays the inverse of the market. We're in this channel here. Okay, it seems we failed to get to that pivot level there, the 102 that I was expecting. Are we done? We gotta hold here. Okay, we gotta hold the 21 and bounce if we have any chance of going there. I think if we lose this level, especially this pivot level here, we're gonna retest the bottom of the channel. Okay, there's our channel again as well. There is our support. Okay, pivot level, wick, oh, close, open, wick. Okay, here is massive level right here. Okay, the 100. It's also a mental level because of it's the whole number, the 100, and there's our structural pivot level. See the structural pivot level. If you don't know what it means if you want to continue to the upside, it is imperative that we hold this level. If you break this level to the downside, it means you change structure. It means you're no longer bullish. You're gonna start. You're gonna be bearish on it. Okay, keep a very close eye. You can even put alerts here. This will dictate the move of the market as well. Okay, if we can bounce here, and then if we can go get that wick there, and there might be, I don't know. August is not good for the stock market, especially in the first 2 weeks. We'll see. There's been a lot of downside. What I want to show is like Soxel. There's been a lot of downside. There's opportunity to get in if you're a long-term investor on AI, which I think is going to pay in the future. You start looking at this to put money here. Can we still go to the 200? Absolutely. That's why I have uncertainty right now. Can we come to this level here that is massive? Yes, we can. To the 70. I mentioned that yesterday. Like when I was mentioning 732 on SPY, when we were at 755, probably people thought I was crazy, but look where we are now. Okay, that's it, everyone. Trade safe. The market today, we'll see what it's going to do. We bounce overnight. Does that, loves to do that, bounce overnight and dies at New York. So we'll see if we can carry the move from New York. That's
All
it,
right,
Banana.
cool.
All yours.
All right, I'm going to switch on over. Thanks. Over to my charts here. We're going to start here at the VIX, like we always do. So you can see clearly yesterday, bouncing off the 4-hour 370 at a high of 20.66. Not as high as I had expected it to. I thought we'd actually kind of start escalating and breaching up through this 21 and running through. So don't forget, this is our kind of wartime channel that we created about a month and a half ago to keep us in reference for what normalcy looked like during that time frame. So we haven't even breached out of through and out the other side of that. So in terms of the fear index, not really showing us a tremendous amount of fear, but at the same time too, we need to respect the trend line that we have here on the bottom. We had quick penetration through that yesterday, leading up to some pretty high push yesterday on ES here, retracted, and now we are coming and settling down. So what we need to see is if this trend line is going to hold, and we're going to bounce back off it and continue the run, or if we will plow down through it. As for today, in terms of reporting, we did have CPE, and from the month over month, we were about zero point 0.1. Excuse me, we were down 2.5 from there. So CPE looked awesome from an inflation standpoint. It was flat for the year, down for the month, big time. CPE on the quarters were right as we expected, down slightly, and then GDP was higher, so that was good as well. So actually, all of the data here, a little bit mixed on some of the lower numbers, but most important of them was all good. And jobless claims were slightly down as well. Not great for interest rates, but good for the economy. So we saw a mixed result there at 8:30 when all this stuff was printed. That's it for today on the print for any other kind of news there. Tomorrow we have Chicago PMI and Michigan Consumer. Michigan Consumer is an excuse, so they utilize that one as a benchmark only when they need one. So I don't expect a
Yep.
whole lot of volatility tomorrow through that. And anyway, so back over to the chart here. So you can see ES is crawling up. We are right at the 4-hour 9 right now, determining whether we are going to carry through or reject. Looks clean though. The overnight session was nice. We had a little bit of a rodeo and then escalation. Last night we had geopolitical forces in effect, and it looks like right now the market really wants to try to return to escalation, to this climbing levels here. 735 on SPY closed yesterday 729. That puts us at an open here, which is above VWAP and well within the mid range of yesterday's big candle there, but definitely still below the 4-hour 9 on the regular trading hours chart. That's the one we've got to beat first, and then don't forget we still have to contend with this entire mess here. So this is a huge cluster of MAs that we've got to fight through. Switching over to the war chart real quickly, you can see as Jinja was talking, the market was favorable to it, so we started to push up a little higher, and we're looking into a breakout range of the overnight high, which is good. So 4-hour 9 here on resistance for ES as well. See if that holds. VIX, again, you can see this tapering down has been slow and steady. That's what we like to see. Oil's been a little bit erratic, and we're still holding the mid 80s. Like to see that get down into the 60s. We're probably going to see the high 70s at some point today if we do continue to push. SPY on the daily, you can see this big rip down here. So that creates a whole new kind of structure here for SPY in terms of consolidation. That turns this whole section here into basically a consolidation range that we have to try to fight through. So we are now towards the bottom of that range here. I will draw some new channels as soon as I have them. I ditched the old ones because we fell through. We do have some trend lines that we can apply in here, and I will get those going. I don't want to grab the April and run it up through here right yet because this one-day candle here may not be the bottom. I'm going to let that settle out again, just in case we get a further pullback here closer to the 4-hour 200 or anything that happens in there. It is always possible, but I do believe today looks like it wants to bounce a little bit. You can see all of that on the Qs too, the Qs in the overnight here. Sorry, my Qs are out of whack here. I had a complete computer reset overnight while I was sleeping, but 673 on the Q, 661 on the close. So we're definitely moving up here, 10-point jump through this, which is good. So we've retained the full body of the candle yesterday, and we were running into running into actually creating some growth. We do have to contend with the 4-hour 200 now as resistance, and again, this has the same SMA structure above it that SPY does, some of which are even higher up there. So we have two breaks in the structure here. So we need to take a look at that slowly, see where it is. I'm going to skip NVIDIA for a second. I want to jump right to Soxel here. I want you guys to take a look at what's happening right now. We have this euphoric little bounce we've got in the overnight session. We are pumping at 105.51 after closing at 92 yesterday. So got over a 10-point jump, not unusual for Soxel. What we need to look out for, though, is a stick point. So I'm going to actually do my levels here again with you guys. So our drop down to that 86.21 was the low for yesterday. Really, really low. I know I advised a bunch of you, didn't advise. I spoke with a bunch of you without any financial advice whatsoever in terms of looking for entries in Soxels to get us up to back up to par. And we're looking at this. The problem we need to be careful with. So we have now cleanly taken that 4-hour 9 on the 24-hour here. And now what we need to do, we need to contend with this 4-hour 20 and yesterday's open. So if we can push on through that, this will actually this will rocket up. If it doesn't, our biggest fear is losing yesterday's low. It is so far away, though, as well from here. So please be careful on this today. If you are entering in small positions, you might want to utilize the 4-hour 9 on the 24-hour chart, which we're going to be moving to shortly. You don't have to yet, but we're looking at this at around 98.08, which is close to that D200 too. So D200 probably my bottom on holding in some profits if you bought down here on the lower side. On the upper side, you got to have a little bit of flexibility. We keep pushing this up. If this breaks, let me tell you why I think it can break. Let me explain to you what happened with Microsoft and Meta yesterday. I posted it in the Discord channel, in the repost, the socials repost channel. What I believe has happened here is we've got Microsoft posted their earnings, blowout earnings. They posted better profits. They utilized the same AI growth structure that they have. They didn't overinflate it. And so they utilized AI and they made profit and they post profit and they were rewarded with a 5 to 6% gain of the stock. Meta posted a huge loss. And they took themselves down to a sorry, Ginger, I just saw you left. So I'm going to turn back on the chat channel just in case you talk. So Meta huge loss and an increase in capex expenditure and no profits to show from it. They missed their profit target and cannibalized that with all the AI spend. So the market is saying yes to AI, but they want it to be done responsibly. And you have tenured companies like Microsoft coming in and saying, "Hey, we know how to do this. We'll do the slow and normal growth." Be careful. Understand this one thing. That's what the market wants today because of the insanity of the growth we had in the AR. The next thing they're going to want is what we just had, which is a massive amount. Once this stabilizes, they want massive growth coming from AI and proof that it's going. So for right now, showing that stabilization and knowing what's coming down the pipe, both of those reads tell me AI is here and it's going to continue to run. And I think we're going to see at least a nice big bounce out of that message with Soxel and the other cohorts in the members of that cohort, specifically, looking at Micron. Micron in the, gosh, really reset my charts. I hate it when it does that. Urgh, frustrating. So 789, not a big jump in the overnight. Actually, big jump in the overnight, but I forgot this is a 24-hour count scale here. So coming up from, gosh, that low yesterday from Micron, 738. So what a big swing on that too. Low of 705 for the day. So big push on Micron as well. NVIDIA switched over. Oh, NVIDIA is on a 24-hour as well. So we can see low of the day yesterday at 188. We're around 193 right now too. So nice little push there. Not a huge one, but again, we want NVIDIA to grow slow, right? When it falls big, we don't want the instant retraction, although we're probably going to see a little bit of that as we continue forward. So anyway, those three there, which also encompass AMD and all the other ones there, that will push it. Apple is different. I'll get there in a second. I think Ginger covered that very well though already. CRDO. So here's the rebound on here with CRDO. Be careful. This one isn't going to rebound in the same capacity. This one is more results driven. So yes, AI hype and chip semi hype definitely gives you the push. CRDO needs customer base and acquisition in order to actually keep it stabilized. So while this will bounce, this will probably not give us the same range that we were having before. We may have to struggle with this one for a week or so before this kind of follows up behind and pushes. Still like this one. Still love the day trading range of this. I mean, you cannot beat the day trading on this. It's so easy to watch. This is the pattern is either up or down, and then a fallback or a push up. So enjoy it, guys. You don't get trading like this at all anywhere. So just find the low of the day. It gives you a couple of warnings. Here's the warning shot. Here you are again on that. Then you see the rise. You can get on in, hold it on up till you get closer to where the high of the day was, and then you're out. And the completely true with the opposite. But so be careful. I don't want to make it sound so callously easy, but it is fairly straightforward on that one. Here we are on the daily chart with this one. We've lost our trend line. I've said that 5,000 times. I will remove that from here, and I will show you where we're headed as soon as we bottom out, which, like I said, I'm trying to sort between this line here, 166.39, or potentially where we are right now. So I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. CoreWeave is trying to make a rebound here, which looks great. Love this as a bottom. I am still not interested, though. Meta did not give us the pieces we needed to give CoreWeave the strength for everything there. I need to analyze that a little bit deeper in terms of that effect. Regardless of the fact that they're not selling as much of their excess capacity there, they still have a poker in the side of CoreWeave, and it's still burning a little bit of a hole. So I need to get that to settle out. This will actually have rapid growth once that's contained, but we have a ton of SMAs that are at massive degrees down to deal with. So back tests are the only way to buy CoreWeave right now. You do not buy the entry on new levels with SMAs. You buy the back tests of those levels only, and you wait until they turn, and then you can utilize them as your exits for safety. So CoreWeave is still in that kind of it's in the closet right now until I say otherwise. AMD. Excuse me. Let me see if I can find AMD again. Love this. 459. All right, so we have a nice jump here in the overnight session. Oh, there we go. There's your jump. We are open. Went live here, and that's where we're AMD. Same thing with the others too. Um, uh, nice run here with this. It's going to follow everything else. The one thing I want to get to quickly was Tesla. Got a couple people looking at Tesla here. Nice run in the overnight session here as well. Little small run. Tesla is not responding yet to its normal actions here. I think because I can just looking at the slope of this downward trend here, we're starting to turn in the right direction, and we should get that moving pretty quickly. Just FYI, Jinja is live over on his channel now. Live trading, and today is going to be a whopper of a trading day, so go enjoy that, and I will continue with a couple more of these here. Starlink, excuse me, SpaceX got their contract from the government, gave them a push up here. That's going to be this leveling out. I talked about this yesterday too, not too concerned about any short positions here. When you run a short like this and you're expecting push bet downs, you have to be able to accept the back test to the top, and that's all we're seeing, a little consolidation here. So continuous dwindling of SpaceX down towards my target is expected, but I may get a week of turmoil here, and I'm okay with that. Apple. So Apple is, like we said yesterday, Apple, I don't like it here at the high, and I want to make sure that you guys are all in good positions with this. So we always take profits at the high there and make sure to utilize our SMAs or other pivot levels to keep us in or out of the game, and then we can. So this was a perfect example of having to exit out and looking for a lower buy-in that we talked about specifically this exact scenario yesterday. So hopefully that helped you guys get winning positions in here and get that going. I obviously have a time hopper setting incorrectly on here. Watch this, that'll fix it. And when that loads in, there we go. Now we've got our 24-hour smooth sailing, so now things are a little bit clearer here. Nice back test to the daily 9 here. Found support. That support is also on the 4-hour 50. This looks really good from a support perspective, but what I want to see right now is I want to see us how we tackle those SMAs and if we actually bottom. No reason to buy the following knife here, right here. Let's just wait and see where it goes. Apple will be a contender, will come back up, but it does need to backtest supports in order to solidify the consolidation of all the institutional investors and everything else. That's it on this run. I don't need to touch the rest of these things. I'm going to hop back over to the front lines here so we can take a look at SPY on the open here. There we are, and we're looking at ES taking its 4-hour 9 right now, and we're looking at the VIX coming very, very close to its channel support, its trend channel support. So let's see how that turns out. That's going to spell out the day right there, at least the morning going into about 11:30. All right, guys, I am going to make sure that I have everything open. Yeah, I do. So questions, I am available to answer, or everybody needs to look at anything, please let me know. I'm right here. I'm going to give it a 5
on our forecasted possible Soxo bounce for the next couple of weeks. Is that still on, or did the big
Yes. So switching back over to
drop
Soxel here.
yesterday beyond?
No. We're good. Soxel's good. A little leakage yesterday was fine. Where we closed was the key. Let me just bring this up on here. So we closed here above the weekly 50. The daily 200 was where I wanted to close above. We didn't quite get there, but we've got a nice little bounce here. We've got to fight a little bit of this, contend a little bit with the monthlies and everything else. But it looks to me like Soxel's actually in a good position here to take it. I want to take that monthly 9 today. Now I know you guys have some positions here that we just entered that are in profit. So the question for you is going to be right now is if we lose our 4-hour 9 here, we have the potential to kind of backtrack in here. Don't forget, Soxel likes to run when it runs. So if we have rejection here off that monthly 9 and we get back down to these levels, then we need to reconsider kind of loading up at a lower level. This is a really tight stop. If you want something that's a little bit more tolerable and painful at the same time, then you're going to be looking for yesterday's low, which is here. But I am looking for this to go ahead and go. I don't really care if we go a little bit lower or not right now. It's going to bounce right back. Any positions that are in past August don't really get affected by this too much and can be altered if needed. So this looks good. Did it play out exactly as I had planned? Of course not. Not exactly. Are we at levels that I wanted to get to? Yes, we are. So we're doing the right thing here, and I do believe that the message that we got from the Microsoft and the Meta earnings reports actually solidifies growth for everything in the semi space. So I don't think we're going to have the big problem here. The issue is going to be that climb up. What kind of rejections are we going to be looking like in order to pull these back tests over the next 2 weeks? But for me, I think I hate to say the bottom is in, because whenever I do that, I feel like I jinx myself. I don't love this as a hard bottom. It's a good soft bottom. So structurally, it doesn't look perfect. You can see it on the yesterday's close here. It closing in soft on there, but like I said, this rebound here today is the clear message that the way money is being spent when done properly is actually how we want to grow our companies in the short term, so we can get our hands around what AI translates to in profit. Once we get the AI translates into this in profit, like Microsoft just showed us, then we can go get the sidewinders and the cowboys like Meta and Google and those guys who like to just throw money at shit. And then we can start saying, okay, these guys are doing it. They're actually going to do a multiple of growth of what Microsoft is doing, because they're throwing more AI at it and trying to find better solutions and bigger solutions here. Right now, the institution, everybody said, hold on, show us profit. Microsoft gave us that. Now Meta Google, all the others are saying, okay, here is how you do it in a bigger way. And that's why we've had the big pullback in here is without that. Microsoft gave us the bar to cross. So we're looking at that stabilization right here, and then we will find growth there. So on the upside here, what to look for today, I want the monthly 9. I want to also see yesterday's high taken out. That is here at 112.79. If we fail to take out 112.79, then we're looking at consolidation. Then the message was good. However, the growth pattern was not is not going to follow in exponential growth as we normally see. So let me give you guys that just little here. I'll draw it instead, right? So this is that kind of top line here that we want to hit from yesterday. Once we take that out, then I think we have a lot more stability in being able to shoot back up. If we don't take this out today, it's not a bad thing. It just means that I have to calculate for you guys the trend line, whether that trend line is this, whether that trend line is this, whether that trend line is something like that. So we got to figure out what our trend line is going to look like if we reject yesterday's high, and we also want to take the monthly 9. This is going to give us a big piece of that as well. Drawings are weird. I couldn't redo that if I wanted to. And then again, looking to stay away from the bottom here. That would be a good warning sign. And what does that look like here? So getting down to this level here, we just show you how much room we have for this to work out. So like Jin just showed you, this 72.75 is a potential floor from yesterday. It ain't that far away. So it's not like this magical death number. It feels like it from here, and it looks like it there, but it'd be very, very quick to recover from. So what I'm looking for here is, again, a big push up here. Take out the monthly 9, take out yesterday's high of day over here, and then we can start climbing the ladder and going. We're going to get a little bit of static in this range here, a little bit of static in this range here after we take out those levels. This is obviously going to be a point of contention for growth here based upon both sides of the mountain that we climbed and fell down. And then we get back up and we're going to have, again, level issues here, and then we should be able to continue to push. Targeting, try to get 190 up to 210, 220 in this run. If we can get up to those levels there, then we will stabilize and we will determine whether we continue on higher or down from there. Breakdown levels are pretty clear on the chart, so I think that should spell it out. Red Eye, cover you or no? You got everything?
Yeah, pretty much. I think one thing that I could predict about today, if you got a back test towards 98, 99, that would be difficult for me to try to figure out how to manage is
Yes.
wouldn't want to let it drop below 98, 99
This is a
where
tough
my
one for you.
positions are. So,
Yeah, so for you, you're hard. This is
but
hard for
then
you
it's
because
hard to know when to get back in if it.
yeah. So I to be honest with you, I think you're really more in this range here. You're really more in the emergency pull the plug scenario than you are in the manage the position here. You wanna hold through some of this volatility. You've got plenty of time, and I think it all works out in your favor. The question is that do these back tests actually start to set new lows? So now that we've got everything kind of running in the right direction, we've got all the news out. Let me just flip over to let me just look and see what we got for next week, just real quick. See if there's anything that's going to cause us heartache here. So next week on Monday we have manufacturing, this should be good. This should be promotional. Jobs on Tuesday, which I don't think is going to be. That's all transitory, quick stuff. Same thing. We have PMI on Wednesday, so that'll be a big one Wednesday. There's our catalyst. That should come in cool and give us a push. And Thursday is just a mixed bag of crap. Friday is labor force stuff and non-farms. So yeah, I'd say overall next week you've got a pretty clear run with a nice little catalyst push on PMI on Wednesday. So I think we're good. To be honest with you, this exit here is more for people who are entering in today, who are utilizing the 9 in order to support them through a trade. If you're already in one here, this might not make sense to you because you're probably in at a lower level. And again, this is kind of my emergency ripcord here for this. If we have to pull that ripcord at 86, here's the struggle. at 86, why not hold for 72 where we know that's going to give you a big bounce? So why? Because you'd rather buy back down here so you can make double the return instead of having to live through the pain. So I hope that makes some sense to you. And if we're going to get any of these nasties, they're probably going to happen in the overnight anyway. So I think you just, again, we've got, if we have targets for time targets in this range here, let's see, here's mid-September. Okay. We're looking at trying to get to here. Okay. By mid-September. So this is where we are. That's the trajectory. That's the target. Now, if we go down, all that does is make the target steeper, the goal a little steeper on the target. It may offset here a little bit. Maybe we get a little lower to 185, but I think we're still fine on that. Red Eye.
That's the mid-September
Yeah.
target too. You were saying there might be another pullback mid-August too that we'd probably not want to weather, or is that?
Yeah, no, you didn't. You understood that correctly. I'm just trying to give you this the overall trajectory that we are
longer
here.
term.
Yeah, a little longer term. But I think from a September standpoint, so if that comes back 2 weeks here to mid-August, it just looks a little bit different. So all I'm trying to say there is that this is the target prior to the next pullback. So I'm trying to see if that's going to be mid-August or it's going to push out a little bit. And I'll get there, but this is still the same target. Same target. You're still on target, and you should be in profit right now too.
Yeah, I think I'm probably about 98-ish. It's the average.
Okay. All right. Good. Yep. Good. So
price.
Yep. That looks good. And yeah, we just got to manage it. That's all.
Right,
we don't want to get into too big of a hole here. But again, holding everything through is going to be the best spot here. We're in a good shot with AI. I think everybody's going to come around to that. All right. Anybody else? Okay, I am going to shut down the recording and I'll post it, but I'll hang back in case anybody needs me in the meantime.
Market goes down and you lose like a clown. You're not a rebel, trend rebel.
Otherwise, go join Ginger and I'll see you later.